What's good, y'all? Here with another video. Uh, sorry for the audio on the video yesterday. I'll put that in the comments. Also, if y'all seen the video yesterday, y'all know that I've been watching Swagkage lately. So this is the second of 3 videos that's coming out, Swagkage related, and this one is Minato versus Tobirama. Now, before this starts, I'll say this. Now, if we're talking regular Minato versus Tobirama, I'll probably go Tobirama low key. I can understand why you would go Minato, but Tobirama just has so much in his arsenal. I know Minato does too, with the flying Raijin and y'all know what he does, but Tobirama kind of does similar stuff as well, like with the flying Raijin as well. And he also created a lot of jutsu that's in Konoha. So I might go Tobirama if it's just base. KCM versus Tobirama, I'm gonna go KCM Minato. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my thoughts to start it off. So let's just watch the video.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Swagkage here, and today I brought Seth.
Hi, I'm here. Hello.
So we're those of you who are like veterans, like channel veterans, will recognize this topic because we did it before. I'm actually not sure where it got uploaded. It might have been my channel, might have been Seth's. But we talked about this forever ago, 5 or 6 years ago, something like that.
Yeah,
and the videos, the videos either unlisted or deleted now. So we figured we'd revisit it. We've grown a lot since then. We've changed our opinions, developed our knowledge of the series, and it's still a popular topic. As a matter of fact, I got a phone call, like not like a Discord call, a phone call from RDC World where I got asked this exact question like a few weeks or like a month ago or something. So it's something that people still talk about, and yeah, I just wanted to go over it because I wanted to say it was interesting, but it's
so let's just
Bro, the RDC phone call, I could just imagine it was just they was just screaming like, Swagkage, who you think won? I just know it, bro. I just know it was something crazy like that. Probably like a back and forth or something.
explain this 20-minute video about why Minato slams. Starting
like
from the top.
dude, it's not close at all, man. Like I know that like I have a reputation for being like the Uchiha guy. So it's
dude,
like,
Minato
of course
is
Swag
literally
doesn't like
just
Tobirama, but like no, like,
Minato is just
so
literally
strong.
Tobirama's upgrade. Like, you know how Kakashi's always like the next generation will surpass you as he's looking down on Kakuzu and he stabs him.
So we might have to, I might have to revert my statement earlier. I might have to. I'm not gonna lie.
It's like Minato is just next gen improved Tobirama. I wouldn't be surprised that's where Kakashi got that knowledge from. like that's why he says that. Like, cause he's just an actual improvement. His flying Raijin's better
like,
and everything.
There are so many like crazy statements about Minato. Okay, like he's definitely one of the gods of the verse that gets like talked up by pretty much everybody who knows him, right? Like there are other characters like this, like Madara and Hashirama predominantly. Minato's not quite on that level. Pain and Itachi are kind of there, but I mean, like Minato gets taught. Like Jiraiya thought that Nagato was the chosen one, and then he considered that it might actually be Minato.
He just kept thinking everybody was the prophecy child until it actually happened, which was Naruto. So he was gonna keep guessing until he just found it, bro. He was just naming anybody, bro.
The Raikage talks about him like he could have saved the world. Hiruzen seems to think, at least for some amount of time, that Minato might have been like the strongest Hokage. Like he doesn't say like, oh, if Hashirama was here, or like if either of the Senju brothers were here,
he tried to put down that Minato coffin real quick.
Yeah, he saw the Hashirama and Tobirama coffins, and he was like, well, this might be tough. And then he saw the Minato coffin come up, and it was
out, started sweating, like, oh god, I gotta stop that one.
Yeah. So I mean, like Minato is like really, really strong. We might be playing up how good he is at being a ninja, like just a little bit here. We might be hyping him up a bit too much, but like just to
I don't think he's stronger than Hashirama or something.
Yeah,
but, like,
I agree. I don't think he's stronger than Hashirama.
That's something Hiruzen did say, you know. Like.
He like just because he's not stronger than like the 2 strongest pre-6 pads characters in the whole verse. doesn't
Right.
mean that he's like ass or anything, right? Like he's pretty much right on the cusp of that level. That's how people talk about him before he gets the Nine Tails. Then you have Tobirama.
I mean, you have the fourth Raikage say, "I've never been able to imagine him being surpassed."
Yeah,
or,
they're like
anybody beating him.
There are multiple translations of that statement. The
They
Viz
all pretty
version
much
of
just
it.
say the same.
I was
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
say
The
that.
Viz version of the statement is the most debatable, but the anime says something more along the lines of like the fanslations, like the community translations that came out before Viz translated it. And it's the general sentiment of it is just that it's either he doesn't think anyone will ever come along that will surpass Minato, or more commonly, he doesn't think there existed or will exist a better shinobi than
Oh,
Minato.
he's
Yeah.
bro dick riding.
That's kind of like a huge roster to go through. Like third
Yeah.
Raikage, fourth Raikage, any like Sanin, like any Hokage that he knows about. He thinks all of them are inferior to Minato.
I mean, he's
Completely.
talking to Naruto right now, too, like, as he says it, right?
Yeah,
Like, who's, like,
and
in
he's-
KCM.
And it's clearly talking about his actual like power scale as a shinobi, because then he says, and even with all that power,
Yeah.
he's not here today because he
Yeah, and
underestimated the threat.
It's not like the statement that Hashirama makes where he's like, your brother Itachi was
Right,
a better
yeah,
ninja
yeah.
than me. It's not like that, where it's like
It's an
clearly...
actual power scaling statement. Like,
Yeah, so...
for sure.
And then you have Tobirama, who's like... nobody ever talks about.
There's
That's true.
nothing. The only thing that people ever
That sucks though, like that people don't talk about Tobirama. Like the only time they talk about him is when, well, like the fans, like they just talk about him being like racist. And I think that he could have had more light instead of just being Hashirama's brother in the story. Because that's kind of what it felt like. Like, yeah, they told him everything he did, but like he really just was in the shadows of Hashirama, like pretty much.
say is like Orochimaru's like, man, you used to be a piece of shit. Like,
I mean,
that's
like
literally
people,
it.
like people bring up. This happens a lot in the war arc specifically. People bring up how he was the creator of the reanimation jutsu, and how like a lot of people suspect that he was the one who revived them. And the best statement for him is Madara saying like after. By the way, this is not in like. It's not a good-looking moment for Tobirama. Like, most of the time when Minato is getting praised or hyped up, it's either by somebody who wishes he was there to help or after he does something really cool. But Tobirama, Madara throws this compliment at him out of spite. Like, while he's on the ground, pinned down by a bunch of Rinnegan rods and can't move or do anything. And he's just like, you who used to be hailed as the fastest shinobi. And it's just like, I mean, like, that could mean, like, anything, right? Because
That could mean like the fastest of his time. That could mean fastest when he's second Hokage and Hashirama and all of them are
Fastest
dead.
besides
You know,
Hashirama.
it could be like maybe
Fastest
he
from
heard
Naruto.
from Izuna as he's bleeding out, like he moved so fast I couldn't see him because he teleported or something. Like
Yeah.
and sliced him. There's so many reasons he could have said that, and it does not actually scale to him really at all. Like there's no real evidence of it. The only evidence of it is that he dodges a strike from One-Eyed Madara, but it's also implied that One-Eyed Madara is just kind of toying with him. So
Yep.
it's
Yeah.
kind of how much does it mean? Especially when Tobirama's like, hey Minato, your body flicker a lot quicker than mine.
Yeah, no, so some people think that this means flying Raijin, because I'm pretty sure in the official Viz translation of this chapter, they say teleportation, which that's what flying Raijin does. You teleport from one place to another. But the Viz name for body flicker or Shunshin is teleportation, because before flying Raijin is ever introduced, that's how they decided to translate it. It's the art of teleportation. It's what ninja use to move really fast, and it's something that pretty much everybody uses in combat at a high level.
Okay.
So his Shunshin being better than Tobirama's, which is also demonstrated, by the way, by the fact that he gets there before any of them do. means
Teleports
that-
a 10 tails Bijou Bomb as well before
Yep.
they get there.
Exactly. That just means that Minato is faster than him, right? So that's reason number one why he's an upgrade of Tobirama. Okay.
Reason number two is Tobirama has no AP feat at all other than fighting suppressed old Hiruzen. Now, suppressed old Hiruzen, Hiruzen is like wanked off by Kabuto as like the strongest current of the Go Kage.
See, this is what I'm saying, bro. They didn't show. They could have showed way more for him. Like, they could have showed him way more love than what they did, bro. way more love, bro. And y'all probably thinking like, bro, why are you so adamant about this? Tobirama is my favorite Hokage, so like I feel like he's underappreciated. Like they could have showed more feats from him instead of just like, I don't know, bro. Like they could have did better with him, like showing off more feats, bro.
Whatever. But the other thing about Hiruzen is that his true power might need to be unleashed on some Haku type beat where he can only go like true full power when he feels like he's protecting something and like has to get over his feelings about Orochimaru. And by the time that happens, the summonings are kind of like gone. So even that is just like unquantifiable. So like even the Edo Tobirama is just that one. I mean, that one's obviously a lot nerfed, but he's just vaguely fighting someone who is less strong than someone who is stronger than the Gokage or the strongest of the Gokage.
Yeah, I mean, so at best, what this would do is put him above, like, and I mean, this is being very generous. This would put him above War Onoki, War A the Fourth, and War Mei, because there was no Kazekage at the time this statement was made, and obviously he wasn't being compared to the other Hokage, just the other four Kage from the other four great nations. So Onoki seemed... Now, this mostly comes from anime filler, but if you take anime filler seriously, Onoki seemed pretty scared of Jonin Minato. Like, you know, Minato was just, like, single-handedly dealing with, like, platoons of stone shinobi, and it's not like Onoki ever tracked him down and killed him or whatever, right? So, like, Minato seemed fine there. As we've said, looked up to him. I mean, like... We don't even have to talk about this. Thought that Minato was so strong that no one would ever come along to surpass him, and then...
Probably not Moog and Getsu, any of them either.
And then I don't think we have to talk about Mei, right? So,
yeah. Mei is just like the Walmart replacement of Yagura.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. I feel like she could have got treated better, too. I feel like she has 2 KK Genkai, she should have been stronger than what she actually showed. Honestly, bro. Kishimoto, bro. I love you, but man.
Killed by Obito too fast, yeah.
Yeah, so it's just like, in terms of AP, Minato is just out there, like, he just casually cuts off one of B's tentacles.
Which we've seen those, like, partial transformation catch a Bijou bomb before, so they're actually pretty tough.
Minato is able to, like, blow up Obito's arm when he fights him during the Ninetales attack. He's just, like, one Rasengan from him, and Obito gives up the whole fight.
Yeah.
Like...
And Minato thinks that you'll need, like, Kyuubi Chakra to be on his level and lots of things.
So that's another thing, too, right? Like, Minato has just blatant scaling above Pain, because Minato watches Naruto fight Pain, gets an understanding of how strong he's supposed to... I mean, this is post-Chibaku Tensei that this conversation happens, okay? And Minato's like, okay, so, like, Pain's really strong, but that guy in the mask is... And keep in mind, this was, like, 16 years ago, Minato, like, reached this conclusion, okay? He's like, that guy in the mask, you're gonna have to master the Nine-Tails Chakra to be able to beat him. So... That puts Minato above Obito, who's above Pain by, like, a lot, according to Minato. So, like...
Yeah, and I think another thing that kind of supports that, like, Minato really is that level is that we know Minato is objectively faster than Hiruzen. Like, it's actually stated he is the younger Hiruzen. We know that younger Hiruzen's a lot faster. So, like, 13 years ago, Hiruzen. So, like, he's pretty young, actually. Like, he's probably on, like, the cusp of, you know, like, degrading or whatever. But he's clearly a lot stronger, right? He is at godlike speed compared to Hiruzen. He is the greatest. Yeah. And then we see later that in the war, as an old Edo, Hiruzen is stated to be above Tobirama as an old Edo. Like, and not only that, but he's actually able to help Naruto before Tobirama can as well, and which implies, you know, also, like, furthers that. And there's also the statements, you know, Hiruzen is above, you know, his predecessors, which is probably talking about Tobirama.
And again, even if, like, again, we're not saying that Minato's above Hashirama. Maybe it's just recency bias, whatever. But Hiruzen thought that Minato was stronger than Hashirama. Yeah. So, like, for Hiruzen to be...
But this is also before that they show Hashirama being a literal demigod, so that's also another thing to talk about. So
above Tobirama, and for him to think, like, respect Minato to that degree, like, it's just, I don't know, not looking good for...
Yeah. Okay, so one cop-out that people have for Tobirama after this now is sort of, like, two things. But the first one is his, like, tandem paper bombs, which...
I cracked the deity gate.
Yeah, it cracked the deity
Hashirama
gates
level.
in the background, and the deity gates were able to survive like I guess the Ten Tails kind of like blowing itself up within the Crimson Barrier. Now those gates do not absorb the entire Bijou Bomb's energy into like one gate.
And it's
or
also a
something,
crack.
but
Okay, it's not like he blows up the whole gate.
Yeah.
It's a crack. Like, the
Jeez.
Tobirama fans are kind of in the mud. with-
And it
with
might also
this
be that
one.
those gates are getting damaged or even like wearing off. We don't even know how
Yeah.
they work in nature, so it's like it's,
Well,
it's absolute copium. But like,
Anyway, it's not like Tobirama would even be able to do this, right? Like, unless we're saying Edo Tensei versus Edo Tensei, in which case Minato has a stronger argument anyway because he's better with sealing jutsu. Like, Tobirama doesn't. It doesn't seem like he'd have any way to actually like beat Minato if they were Edo to Edo, whereas Minato would just be able to seal him. So if they were alive, Tobirama
seal them without
wouldn't-
Reaper Death. By the way, you can seal the Nine Tails without Reaper Death. People don't know that.
Yeah. So Tobirama doesn't have a way to actually use Tandem Paper Bomb while alive unless he just like summons an Edo mid battle, which you'd probably have to go like grave robbing.
He runs to
for.
a graveyard.
Oh, but he just has the flame raging mark to it. Like, okay, whatever. So
He
he does
marked
the
the
whole
local
thing.
graveyard.
He does the whole thing that Kabuto had to do to like demonstrate summoning a body to Obito. He does it in the
Okay.
middle of his fight with Minato, even though Minato recognizes that Obito is fully aware. By the way, this is Obito who's able to fight, at the same speed, pretty much relative to Minato. Okay, like while they're fighting, like Obito's reacting to his attacks, phasing through Minato's attacks. Minato literally gets grabbed by him and almost sucked into Kamui. So, they're kind of moving at a similar speed. And Tobirama blatantly admits that Minato is just faster than him. So, Obito seems to outscale Tobirama based on that, right? And Minato says he knows he can't summon the Nine Tails. So Obito doesn't even have enough time to stop and put his hand on the ground.
'Cause his
But
body
people think
flicker
that
is superior.
Tobirama would be able to go grab a body, like, put all the paper on it and stuff to, like, turn it into an Edo Tensei, summon it up, put Tandem Paper Bomb on it, and it would be able to get to Minato in time, right? Like,
Yeah.
he would have to reanimate somebody with his shitty worst version of Edo Tensei, by the way. He's the worst user of it. He would have to get somebody fast enough while massively nerfed to hit Minato with Tandem Paper Bomb. He can't do it.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Jeez,
The
relax,
next
bro.
copium argument is that, what about when Minato's in KCM2, which, by the way, Tobirama KCM2 after struggling with, like, Kinkaku with farts of QB chocolate. It's
We
actually
can talk about Kinkaku, actually, by the way. Like, Kinkaku and Ginkaku. Okay, so Kinkaku and Ginkaku, who get dismissed and dealt with by Darui and Ino Shikacho, okay? Like, Kinkaku getting, like, beat up by this, no-name guy, Kitsuchi, and who just gets, like, steamrolled, like, just rammed into by Human Boulder from Choji and just, like,
Human
actually
Boulder.
taking damage, is just gonna, like, sneak up on Tobirama, a censor ninja Tobirama, and, like,
Just hurt my
okay,
ears.
I need to stress, Tobirama is a good censor type. He senses Naruto and the Nine Tails chakra from all the way in the Uchiha, not the Uchiha hideout, but like the Uchiha whatever building in Konoha. Like, I'm pretty sure it's underground, and he's like able to sense Naruto from all the way over there. But you're telling me that, like, Kinkaku and Ginkaku, who have like 6 tails worth of, like, version 2
They're
like 9 tail
KCM2
chakra.
Minato level, dude.
Yeah,
They
like,
snuck up
yeah,
on
like they're just KCM2 Minato level, and actually way faster than that, because apparently
They'd
Tobirama is
blitz
so
him.
fast that he can blitz him. Yeah, like he just can't see them coming. Like they were just, but like I mean I don't know, man. I guess Choji and Shikamaru
And
and Ino
Kitsuchi,
are
they're
just
also
that.
KCM2 level.
Yeah,
But I think that goes with the writing as well. It's like some things just are off. Like I don't know how to put it. Like something, like the scaling is off based off the writing. I don't know, bro. And that's not just with him. It's just with a lot of characters. Like it just doesn't make sense to me.
they're all just like.
I
that
wonder why
fast,
they
yeah.
didn't just give the Shinobi Alliance all their chakra. They're just so Giga Chad. It's actually insane. What?
Yeah,
But,
like it's just so the reason this happened was because Minato was in a daze because he just found out that his student Obito was a mass murderer and killed his wife and tried to kill his kid.
Yeah.
And like is destroying the whole world.
So I did a pretty good breakdown on this like a few years ago in my Minato, but that video is actually held up kind of surprising. I guess Minato scaling, you think it'd be pretty cut and dry, but you know, it's just not. But yeah. So basically, during this war arc, Minato's like really Giga Chad in like his base form. And then when he first appears, and then he kind of falls off for some reason. You're like, what happened to him? And he falls off the moment he teleports and slashes Obito apart. And he's like, Obito, it was you.
Yeah, like this isn't like a copium theory. This is extremely consistent.
This is consistent for a few reasons. Now, at the time, I didn't even know a data book statement even existed on this, but the data book itself says he was in a daze. But the reason I actually came to that conclusion is because, for one, it makes sense because mental amps and nerfs in Naruto are a huge factor, right? That's huge. It's the whole thing. That's literally how Naruto beat Gaara, is having a mental amp.
Right.
So these mental things...
Sorry.
do matter, and being nerfed also matters, and this was present with Hiruzen, Orochimaru, and many other characters. So Minato has to slash his own student and then kind of calculate what actually happened. He starts to feel like a failure, he starts to fall off, and this is actually shown with the speech bubbles in the series. So one thing you'll notice when you're actually watching Minato start to react to things, instead of having an exclamation mark like everyone else, he has ellipses, exclamation mark, which, as crazy as it sounds, is Kishimoto's way of showing he has a delayed reaction to normal. Because an ellipses is a delay and then a reaction. So he's having delayed reactions, even though he should be able to react faster than Naruto could, as he has to save Naruto numerous times, actually, even when fatigued or dazed. So this delayed reaction is completely mental. And then, you know, the next copium they have is like, oh, well, this dazed statement is when Obito starts lecturing him, which is completely crazy, because not only are they claiming that Minato is at full power, which they would have to prove, which you can't prove, but then you'd have to go over, okay, why would he also not be mentally shaken up by slashing his own student and having that revelation? And what did the ellipses mean? You just have to be a sophist. It's just completely sophist and disingenuous to, like, deny that he's actually nerfed there. And it also explains why he's so crazy in base form after he's not dazed anymore. He's, you know what I mean? Like,
he's like teleporting. Okay, I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys have heard this before. All right, right. So, Ten Tails Jinchuriki Madara is fighting guy with the 8th gate open. The lead throws a kunai in between them so that Minato can teleport and catch the truth-seeking orbs and teleport away. In the anime, it's crazy because time slows down. Okay, like time slows down. Like they're moving in slow motion compared to base Minato.
The truth-seeking orbs can't even damage his jacket, by the way, by the time he teleports.
Yeah, okay, so like they're moving in slow motion compared to base Minato with no arms, right? And then in the manga, 3 panels of time pass before Guy or Madara or the truth-seeking orbs move at all. Like you see Minato appear, the truth-seeking orbs touch his jacket, and then he's gone, and Guy still hasn't moved, like, relative to him at all. And that's in base. But, like, Tobirama's just faster, I guess, even though he's just like, well, I mean, you know, big brother.
Okay, the more I'm looking at this, the more I'm understanding, like, okay, I see. I knew Minato was OP, but now I'm getting why. I'm understanding.
Is just way stronger. Like, everybody knows, right? Like, I don't even have to work to scale Hashirama above Tobirama. He just is stronger. That's a fact.
Yeah.
And the thing is, Minato being faster than Hashirama is, like, not really... Like, Hashirama can be stronger than him and, like, would beat him, but him being faster than Hashirama is not, like, a weird thing to say, because Minato gets to the battlefield first. He's talked about, like, the fastest ninja ever, right? Like, it's totally possible. And like,
and he falls off. He falls off because of the narrative, and people can't read. Yeah. They don't know how to read the narrative. They only know how to read statement as literal. Like, that's the only thing. Yeah.
Like Tobirama he doesn't have anything like close to the 10 tail 6 paths Madara Guy interception like level of speed, right? Like, it's just find a feat of Tobirama dunking on Minato, When Minato's doing all of this crazy shit, right? Like when he's not clearly just like so out of it that he can't think straight. Like
I mean, they pretty much are the same person.
Like,
Dude, he basically just slit his son's
Minato's just
throat,
improved.
like his adopted son almost. Like,
yeah,
yeah.
Like,
He shouldn't be feeling anything about that. I think he's good.
Like, okay, like the Raikage thought that like Minato was invincible and would never be surpassed, and he knew about Kinkaku and Ginkaku, by the way. He knew about them a lot and thought that they were like really scary.
Yeah, so he actually puts Minato above them, and he has knowledge on
like
all of
way
them.
above them when they were just able to go so fast that
And
Tobirama couldn't
they were
sense them.
shinobi that were famous in their village and have attacked and done things numerous times. And he's fought Minato numerous times, and he said, nah, nobody is surpassing or on Minato's level. Just nobody.
Yeah, I mean, it's just so like you
Yeah,
have to be
that's
extremely
BS though.
dishonest. To
It's
say
just-
that
it's
Tobirama's
just
faster
sophistry.
than Minato for that. Yeah, so Minato has better AP, especially if we give him KCM, right? And this is another thing I wanted to mention for speed is that Tobirama is not moving as fast as KCM2 Sage Mode Naruto, but Minato is able to keep up with him later in the fight. Right? Like when Naruto
And that's
does his
KCM
master-
with Sage Mode.
Yes, with Sage Mode, okay? Right? Like,
Yeah.
think of the difference between base Naruto and Sage Naruto, and then put that on top of KCM2, okay? Like, and then KCM Minato is moving at the same speed as that, and he's making a Rasengan just as big as that Naruto. Okay,
Yeah.
and they're both able to move in complete sync. And
And
like,
Minato
when they
should
get
have a
teleported in
weaker.
Obito-
He should have a weaker KCM too, because his link with Kurama should just be less.
Yeah,
His
exactly.
chakra shouldn't be as fused with him.
So the only thing that you can possibly rely on to get Tobirama to win this fight is his intelligence. Like, okay, well,
But I don't think that's the case though, because he said that you finally like link with the Nine Tails. So what I'm thinking is that like Minato I did the same thing with his side as well. You know what I'm saying? But I could be wrong.
I mean, now I'm sure there are some of you, like, if you're a huge Tobirama fan and you really, 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 really think that he would win this fight, you're probably not convinced, but, like, whatever. But
No, I
those of you
understand.
who might have been on the fence about this, right, like reasonable people who heard all of that and went, oh, yeah, no, Tobirama can't compete with that. You might be like, well, isn't Tobirama, like, really smart? Like, wouldn't he be able to go into this and think of a way to beat Minato? And it's like, yeah, like, I'll give Tobirama that. Like, he
Minato
has
is
one of
pretty
the
smart,
highest
too.
battle IQs in the series. So does Minato.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
literally. Literally.
Like, okay, so I'm not even going to attempt to, like, claim that Minato is, like, way smarter than Tobirama here, right? Because I don't have to do that. I don't have to prove that. I just have to prove that they're relative. I personally think that Minato probably is smarter than Tobirama and has, like, a better battle sense. But, again, I'm not going to argue that because I don't have to prove it. All I have to prove is that they're relative in this regard, or that Tobirama isn't, like, massively smarter than him, like, enough to make up for all of the huge disparities in stats that we've talked about. And, I mean, like, there's no way that you can claim this, right? Because, like, Minato has tons and tons and tons and tons of impressive displays of his intellect.
Even
Now,
when Tobirama is like out commanding Minato, it's because Minato's thinking about like his dead wife and students. Like it's
Like,
not even
oh my god,
equivocal.
wow, like, yeah, and, like, the world is at war and stuff, and it's all my fault because I failed Obito.
It's
right? Like,
literally
like, a
not
lot to
equivocal.
bear.
It's just not one to one.
Yeah, like, I don't, Tobirama does have that really impressive thing where he recognizes that only Sage Jutsu can hurt Obito. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
He created Shadow Clones, Edo Tensei, the Flying Raijin.
He's
comes
definitely
up
a
with some
very
other
smart
battle
and creative shinobi. That's not there's.
But then, like,
nothing to take away.
Minato sees Kamui, and he just figures it out, right? He's just like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, so he can't attack and phase through stuff at the same time. But okay, think about Kakashi, right? Like, Kakashi is, I mean, everybody knows how smart Kakashi is, and it takes Kakashi, like, fighting Obito for a while to figure that out.
Right.
You know? Like,
Or
it
having
takes
like,
him a minute.
or like Conan having like years of like knowledge in advance.
Yeah, exactly. Or like how Minato like looks at Kakashi use Chidori one time, and he's just like, don't use that again. Don't.
Actually, just manhandling it.
Yeah, he's just like, yeah, you probably like won't be able to see while you're using it because you'll be like running too fast and you don't have enough depth of perception. And it's like, how did he even know? You know,
he just knew
like,
his jutsu immediately. Yeah, it was pretty
Yeah,
good.
like,
He also had
I
like
mean-
the best scores in school, which
Even higher than Itachi, by the
So,
way.
so I guess it depends if you think like child prodigiousness translates all the way to like adulthood or not. But I mean, there is like an implication, I suppose.
Yeah.
And to be fair, Tobirama like did create the tuning exams, I'm pretty sure. So like maybe he would have had a higher score than Minato on the test. Who
Yeah.
knows? But like the point is,
I mean, by that logic,
Minato-
Gaara might be like the goat. So,
I'm dead.
so.
but I mean, it's like the point is they should be comparable, bare minimum, like
Yeah. I get
100%.
that.
You have to be extremely dishonest to say that Tobirama is running circles around Minato mentally. Like it's just not the case based on what's displayed. Minato has more. He has more intelligence.
No,
than
when Tobirama said Minato is like faster than him, he's like, "Oh, you're faster than me when I use 0.1% of my full speed." That's how he actually meant. I could blitz you if you had the nine tails slapped on top of your speed. Like that's what he actually meant. I think that's what That's what was implied.
Yeah. No. Of course. Yeah. He was just like, oh well. I mean, I was.
They were just gassing him up, you know, even though he's already dead. They're just trying to hype him up. I feel that.
Yeah, Tobirama, the like notorious asshole piece of shit, is just being really nice.
Jeez.
Yeah.
So, in conclusion,
Yeah, Minato stomps. But the video was 30 minutes this time. I thought it was gonna be more.
yeah, I can't think of like any arguments in Tobirama's favor. I know this is gonna upset Tobirama fans, and I know that
No, I
Seth and
understand.
I have gone in on Tobirama before and
For
made people
5
mad when we
years.
said when we said Kisame would beat him. We probably don't agree with that anymore.
Whoa,
but,
that's
maybe we'll
crazy.
revisit it, who knows? But
No,
regardless,
I'm not going for that.
look, Minato wins. Okay.
Yeah.
If you guys want another battle that we revisited after doing it years and years ago,
Yeah, if we did a video
we
5
just-
years ago, like, let us know. We'll redo it.
Well, we also just recorded one that should be going up on Seth's channel soon, or should be up on it now. Itachi versus Pain. So go check that out. Subscribe to Seth. Subscribe to
Okay.
me. And yeah, thanks for listening to the video.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.
All right, y'all. That's the end of the video. Make sure y'all like, subscribe. I feel like Kishimoto definitely could have showed more love to Tobirama, but I'm not gonna keep saying that. That was a good video. Make sure y'all like, subscribe. I'm out, bro.
Shorty bad, she gon' ride high seat. Tell that nigga he ain't winning cause he not me. Make a phone call to them racks, say they got me. Tell that boy don't fuck around with us, get popped like oxy.